English teacher sexuality curriculum showing kids penis pics, ejaculation video, has school approval issues. Okay, so let's kind of take a look at this one here. This just came out a couple days ago, kind of weird. Obviously, Al Vernaccio, an English teacher at Friends Central School, a private school in Pennsylvania. Like I told you, most private school doesn't mean they're all Republicans if it's private school, okay? Has been involved in school's sexuality curriculum from nursery to 12th grade. Vernaccio revealed that he showed close-up photos of genitalia and a video of a woman ejaculating in optional sexuality class to desensitize children and teach them about the broad range of what is out there. Students in 11th and 12th grade were exposed to these graphic lessons but had the option to opt out, and parents had to sign off on enrollments. The student stood by Vernaccio, stating that he is a nationally renowned and highly respected educator. Vernaccio's goal is to provide age-appropriate, transformative sexuality education for all the students. He's also commented that every child is a sexual being. Can you play that? Let him just watch this motivational video by this guy. Just watch this for a second.
At my school, I'm responsible for the sexuality education of all of our students, from our youngest students, who are 3 years old in nursery school, up through our 12th graders, who are turning 18 and getting ready to leave high school. That's a huge range, but every single one of those kids is a sexual being. They have been since birth. And at every age and stage, we can offer them age-appropriate, transformative sexuality education. I'm only a small part of the village that supports them as they grow. It's not enough that I teach them. We have to teach them. Part of my message today is that we all, no matter what else we do in life, need to find a way to be sexuality educators for the kids in our lives. If we don't step up, others will. And many of those others don't see wholeness and freedom the way we do. One of the things we can celebrate
see freedom the way we do
is how young people have so many more options to consider than simply whether they feel like a boy or a girl.
I think Chris Hansen's going to come out now.
Whether they identify as gay, straight, or bisexual. Our understandings of both gender and orientation.
Rob, you can stop it at this point. You get the idea on what's going on here. So I can play more and read more about this article. Tom, as a parent of 2 daughters, okay, one is in high school and one's in 5th grade or 4th grade.
6th grade, just
6th grade.
High, just now.
How do you feel about what this teacher is doing and whether we should be a little bit more comfortable with this?
I think we should be uncomfortable about it. What they are is they're evolving what's out there to sexualize kids early. We have had sex education in school and had, films for girls and a lot of things. Your body is changing and all these things. We have had these things in America for 50 years, and those have been changing along with to include things about STDs and things like that, and then leaving it to the parents to conduct, the rest of the, discussions. You have, it's a joke, you have the talk with your boys, and that's it. And I'm kind of alarmed when I listen to this. Between the lines there, children have more choices. So what they're doing is they're putting ideas in kids' heads about what their sexual choices are according to the new list that he has. And is that list now going to be 21 items long, 5 years from now? I don't know. But I think the parents and schools have done a good job up to this point, and you have basically the agenda is to hypersexualize our kids and to introduce things in there to get them more quickly on that path. This isn't about education. This is about indoctrination.
By the way, if anybody knows how to get a hold of him, whoever this teacher is, Al Vernaccio, I'm in contact with the gentleman, Frank Rodriguez. I want to say his name is. I played his video. Remember, the guy, Gays Against Groomers.
Yes.
If if Al has this much conviction in his beliefs, Frank would be more than happy to have a conversation with you, because I asked Frank if he's open to me bringing other people. To you give your argument, let him give his argument to talk about why you're grooming kids. And by the way, what is it with these teachers who are so obsessed with teaching kids on sexuality? Why do they all look the same?
I don't know.
One more point.
Yeah.
10 years ago, a female teacher that showed pictures of her breasts to a male student and
Yeah.
ultimately ended up in a affair. She's doing time.
Yeah.
This guy,
Is she really doing time?
yeah, go back and look at.
Pretty wild.
Like
You-
that-
Yeonmi,
they lost-
what do you
Oh,
think
you were
about this?
grooming young boys. Yeah, okay.
All right.
Lolita.
I mean, I have a child, right? It's a heartbreaking that it's my child that we are letting other like schools do this. Like it's in North Korea. You know, it's not your child. The school's gonna shape the child, and not just like I mean, children should be children. Like in North Korea we did not have any sex education, so maybe some of it when you're ready is fine, but. From 3 years old, I think this is a new thing they are going for. The left is going for is they call it MAP, the minor attracted person. It's not a pedophile anymore. If you're attracted child, you're not a pedophile. You're like minor attracted person. They're trying to normalize this concept that it's okay to be attracted to a toddler. It's beyond evil and beyond disgusting. And like, I don't know. Like yeah.
Something's going on.
It's horrible. I mean, nowadays,
said
gender is a
something.
construct, right?
You said something. You said, if you can unpack this, you said in North Korea, do they look at North Korea that if you have a kid, it's the country's kids? Is that kind of how they view it?
It's a collective. It's an ours. Our
It's
people's.
our kids. It's not yours.
Of course not. We cannot say I. There's no I. That word
So
is bad.
I,
Yeah.
like
Yes,
that
our
word,
people.
you
Bad.
can't say I feel this.
No. So I like water. No, we like water. We like kimchi. We like barbecue.
Wow.
Like, we
That
like
is
our
very important to understand. You can't even use the word I. I am happy.
No.
I want to go to the park today. So what is it? Just
We.
are happy. We
Yeah.
want to go to the park.
Dude.
Yeah.
This is a very bizarre.
Oh, dude, and the
Because
loyalty.
I leads to individual
Yeah.
competition among individuals, winners and losers. Oh, we can't have that in communism.
Yeah, I saw a documentary. I'm pretty sure you've heard about it. I don't know if it was on Netflix or something. Just the pure, the sheer, like not the brainwash, but the devotion. I forgot who was in charge, but this American doctor went there, and all these blind, like all these people that had basic cataract, they're all blind. He cured like I don't know how many hundreds or thousands. And the first thing they did when their eyes were open, they went to the Supreme Leader's picture
Portrait.
and were bowing and kissing and crying. It's not like she just said. It's not about. It was, and like if you didn't show that, I'm pretty sure you got punished for it. But it was so like you're seeing for the first time some of them in their lives, and they didn't want to talk to any kid. They saw the picture of him and they went and they bowed and they cried and they gave him it was all him.
Well, I have a question.
Go ahead.
An
Well,
opinion.
we will give you our answer.
Well, yeah, you collective.
Yeah, we will.
Because we're on the topic of the sexualization of kids and all that. I'm just wondering, as parents, it doesn't seem to be a black and white thing. You can't talk about it. You can't talk about it. At this age, you can do it. At this age, you can't do it. So, there's a big difference, I think, between, K through 6 versus, high school. Right. So, by the way, you were absolutely right. This guy looks like a complete creep right now. He reminds me of the principal in Billy Madison, the Revolting Blob. If you want to pull up his picture, Rob, it's uncanny how this guy is just that weird. But I was having a conversation with my nephew yesterday, who's 10 years old, and I have an active role in his life as like his uncle, and he slept over this weekend. Like that's my guy, and we're playing football, playing baseball. So I have a moment with him yesterday, and I said, so, how's school going? All that. I go, so who are your closest friends? Talk to me about the guys and, the homies. He's like, well, this guy. I go, well, any girls that you think are pretty? And he's like, well, don't ask me about that. I'm like, well, what you got? And he's like, well, there's two. I'm like, all right, my guy, And we start having this conversation, and very nonchalantly, he's like, well, there's a couple kids in my class that are GAY, and I'm just, but I do my thing. I said, hold on, what? What does that mean? He goes, yeah, they're GAY, and doesn't say the word.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, he's 10 years old. He's in 4th grade. I've never discussed this with him in his
Ever.
life.
This
I
is
don't
new to
talk to
you.
him about this.
Yeah.
And I go, what does that mean? He goes, don't play dumb with me. 10 years old.
Come on, Adam.
And I go, what are your thoughts on that? He goes, well, they can do what they want. And I think we've known this for some time. 10 years old.
Wow, he's smart.
And I go, well, you like girls, right? He's like, yeah, I like the girls, and I go, just treat them nice. There's nothing wrong with them, but just know that that's their thing. That's not your thing. But the point is this: I had no idea he even knew that word. I had no idea that he even understood what that meant. So that was like a moment for me where I was like, holy crap, my nephew, the kid that I helped raise, I had no idea that these are conversations. I said, who taught you about it? He goes, oh, my friends, we talk about it. So the kids know about this stuff, is what I'm saying.
No, on the podcast, Uncle Adam, I saw it on the where the nice lady thought
you were gay. If you want to talk, you want to laugh, Pat?
Not that there's anything wrong with
There's nothing wrong with GAY. Pat, it's funny. Pat's son Dylan. The other day I was like, so Dylan, what's up? I heard you. What's up with the girl? I was like, yeah. What's her name? The girl that he's dating. He's like, yeah, whatever. It's just nonchalant. And then just yesterday, he's like, Vinny. I was like, yeah, this is Dylan. Do you love Kelly? I go, what are you talking about? He's like, I mean, Kelly, you love Kelly? I'm like, yeah, but where are you going to? And then 5 minutes later, Senna's like, hey, Vinny, do you like that girl over there? The girl, because she acted with you. I'm like, I love they're asking questions, but then at the like, Pat, it's none of my business to even get into any depth conversation with kids. Neither should teachers, neither should anybody. That's up to the parents to do whatever. And sex ed, when I was a kid, Tom, I'm pretty sure you had the same thing. The only sex education we had, it was just like a black and white of the inside of the girl. They showed the guy. They were like,
yep.
And I didn't know any details.
And your parents had to sign a form, or you could opt out. It talked about acne and it talked about hormones. It was very basic. It was like 2 days. And
That's
you're like,
it.
okay, we've seen the basics.
Yeah.
Health class next.
But what I wanted to understand was, at what age are these conversations appropriate? Because what I'm assuming is that they're happening regardless if you want to step in as a parent and have these conversations. And I've said this before, nothing would have been more awkward to me than my dad being like, hey, you got a dick down there, son. I'm like, whoa,
Daddy,
I want to have this conversation with you, Dad.
I had it very early. 5 years old. You've heard me tell the story.
Yeah.
Your dad?
No, I did with
kids.
With the kids.
Okay, smart.
Yeah, we're in the shower. I said, that's your dangling. That's yours. This is mine. I said, that's the greatest toy God ever gave you. Okay. Only you get to play with that. Nobody gets to play with that. One day, a woman you'll find will help you play with that. But till then, you're going to play with that by yourself. Okay. And the looks on their faces when they looked at me was very awkward. Jennifer ran out very quickly, but they understood. And by the way, these things, if you don't talk about these things with your kids, man, and say, hey, there's only 3 people you can keep secrets with. Us at the house. We can have secrets together as a family. Mm-hmm. You don't go out there and somebody in school says, hey, this is our secret. No such thing. If he gives you a video game, this or that, there is no secret. We, as a family, we can have those types of things. Later on when you're married with you and your wife, you guys are going to have your own secrets. Till then, there's only a couple people you can have secrets. Anyway, there's a whole things you can do there. Go ahead, Tom.
But what role should the school have in this?
In talking about this topic?
Yeah, what role should the school have? Because you had this talk and you even used the word awkward.
I think school, but listen, this guy's showing porn to kids.
Yeah,
that's not sex ed.
That's not health
What
class.
he's doing is showing a woman please herself sexually. That's not, hey guys, let me show you how I please myself. Look how great it feels. This is how you do it. That's not sex ed. That's porn. Mm-hmm. Okay? So unless if they want to make porn legal in schools, that's a different story. A teacher shouldn't be going out there showing these types of things. Teacher's responsibility is, here's a dangling, here's a vagina, here's what you do with the condom, here's why you do it. Do not participate in unprotected sex. Do not participate in sex. Try to hold off as long as you can. It's important if you make this decision. Maybe talk to your parents about this, your faith, your whatever commitments it is. You have to take it from that angle, not from the angle of, so this is what lesbians are. This is what gays are. This is what trans is. This is what this is. This is what bi is. And it's normal. Some people are like that. You're putting that thought in their head. You're putting their thought. You know the Pygmalion theory, or the theory of, if I tell you, Adam, if I constantly point out something in you, and I say that whole concept about low income, middle income, upper class, low income families that raise kids, they say 600,000 words from 0 to 18 that are a rejection word from 0 to 18. This is in a book called The Genius in All of Us. So low-income families, they reject their kids 600,000 times from 0 to 18. Middle income is 100,000 times rejection. Upper class parents is 100 times affirming.
Oh, wow.
You can do it if you pull it off. You can do it if you work hard for it. You can do it if you do it like the kids. 4 kids. I said one of them. Of course, all of them can be successful, and a couple of them may not do anything with their lives. But the choice is on who? On them. The word that you put instill in my head, that works. If somebody says, like I told Vinny, I said, Vinny, I think you're super talented. I think you're super capable. The other day I told Vinny he looks like Colin Farrell to me. You know, Jennifer and I were talking like this guy looks like Colin Farrell and Robert Downey Jr. And you know, sometimes you say this and you say it privately. People are like, oh, he's just trying to make me feel good. And then you say it publicly and it's real. I don't say it to say it. Guess what? Vinny is now going to walk away and say, wow, this guy really believes in me. But if I say to Vinny, if you want to be bi, it's totally cool.
Yeah. But
If you want to be trans, maybe you're trans and you
Go
don't
for
know
it.
it.
Just go
Maybe
for
you
it.
ought to consider that. You know, some people are. Yeah, show that picture, by the way, of Vinny. This is Vinny.
Oh, wow.
Last week. This is Vinny
Why?
last week.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Tell me no. You tell me no. Go back to it. Look
I
at
love-
that.
I love
Hand it
Yeonmi.
to Vinny.
I
You
love-
are a handsome man.
Yeah.
at that
I love
point.
Yeonmi was like, oh, okay. I can see if I slick my hair back a
You
little
gay, right?
It's okay. You and Adam could date. It's okay.
So
That's
to
so
me,
funny.
that's my biggest concern when you say something like that to my kids or the people around me. I'm very uncomfortable with certain words. Words have so much power. You have to be careful with that.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.